Jati meti kula gotra doragam.
Adi Shankaracharya was one of the noblest of Advaita philosophers, a great thinker who was an inspired champion of Hinduism and possibly its most vigorous missionary. Besides his exhaustive and brilliant commentaries on the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita and the Brahma Sutras, Adi Shankaracharya also wrote several introductory texts to the study of Vedanta. Of these, the Vivek Chudamani is the most enlightening, a jewel of perception that is an invaluable guide to the study of Vedanta. The quest in Vedanta is purely subjective. The seeker is intent on discovering his essential identity, the realization of his true self. Who am I? What is the real nature of the being that is continually expressing itself through the body, mind, and intellect in all its worldly interactions, experiencing joy, sorrow, anger, and fear? Swami Chinmayananda leads you towards this realization in his discourses on the Vivek Chudamani.
So when they say that this world of plurality is unreal, they don't say that the fire will not burn you or the water will not slake your thirst. What they mean is that which is permanently changing is not real. The real and the true must be something which never changes, either in the past or the present or the future. This permanent, eternal, changeless substratum upon which all the changes are apparently there that we are perceiving and experiencing, that permanent substratum is that which we are seeking to consider and try to grasp. The realm of change is called objective sciences. In objective sciences, the conclusions arrived at by the different departments of technology will certainly be constantly changing because they are trying to find out the law behind the change. And change changes. And when for the change itself changes, the law that was apparently true in observing and analyzing the change of yesterday may not be true in today because the changing pattern itself has changed. However, this permanent eternal substratum is changeless. It doesn't fall under the Einsteinian world of time and space. Einsteinian world is the material world of objects around us, which is constantly changing because they are floating in time, and time changes. Everything floating in time must also keep on changing. So Einstein's great genius, his contribution is to discover and declare that the entire world of objects outside the material world is conditioned by time, space, quantum, and that there everything is in a state of flux. There he stopped. Vedantic students started with that idea. Yes, everything is samsara. Samsara, samsarati iti samsara. Everything changing, going and coming, going and coming. Just as the waves come and go, come and go. The time, days come and go, years come and go. Everything in a state of change. This is materially, physically observable, and this is the maximum that the modern science has gone, observing things and reporting about it. So according to their own conclusion, everything is in a state of flux. You, the observer, and the observed, both are changing. So Einstein was despairing, and he said, declared, that we cannot really understand the world outside because the object or the system that I am observing is constantly changing. And I, the observer, the scientist, himself is changing. When the observer and the observed are changing, where can you have a real scientific conclusion of what you are seeing or observing? And he did not meet a Vedantic teacher, and therefore he died in this confusion. So declared to the world, and the scientists are prattling it without thinking, that we cannot, in our present state of evolution, can never understand the world. Because the observer and the observed are both changing. We cannot measure anything. We cannot have any perfect understanding of what we are seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, because all are in a state of flux. The Vedantic student is initiated just from where Einstein in desperation stopped. There is the elementary lesson starting for the Vedantic student. The teacher asks him, if everything is changing, is this an information that you got from the newspaper? Your wife told? Somebody on the street told? You got it from a book? No, Swami. It is my own personal experience. Is it not your experience? Where is your grandfather? Where is your father? Where are you who was a child before? Then you became a teenager and a rascal. Now it is all changed, now very quiet, spiritual in Siddhabari. Are you not changing? Married, divorced, wife died or husband died or children died. Oh, are you not staying in a world where everything is changing? Your friends have become enemies, enemies have become friends. A Christian of yesterday becomes a Hindu today, and the Hindu goes and joins Allah. Joins Allah, dangerous. You should not say that. Joins Islam. Is it not your political parties, or you not your beliefs, your ideas, your viewpoint of life? Everything is changing. And how do you know it? Who told you? Nobody need tell me. I know what? That everything is changing. If you know things are changing, You are the knower, and the known is the change. How can the knower be the known? No, Swamiji, very often the knower and the known are one. So if you tomorrow see a buffalo, close your eyes, or else you will become a buffalo. You are the seer, buffalo is the seen. By looking at a buffalo, you don't become a buffalo. Lucky. The buffalo may misunderstand. That's the difference. The idea is, there must be a subject who is experiencing the change. We are not contradicting Einstein. He is indeed true when he says everything is constantly changing, but who is the seer of the changes? You are aware of the changes. You are conscious of the changes. The changes around you is in the realm of matter. We are the observers, perceivers. We are aware of them. We are conscious of them. This subject in me, who is the subject for all the experiences in the realm of objects, is the theme for Vedantic teachers or students to seek. That is permanent and real. You are conscious of everything. This touch of life in you, because of which you are conscious of what all happening all around you, about you. But the field where things are happening is the field of change, and this realm of change they call the unreal, with reference to the real, the consciousness in you which has never changed. In your early childhood you were conscious of the childhood experiences. In the teenage time you experienced those experiences. In middle age you were again conscious of them. In old age you all shall be experiencing, becoming conscious of your old age. Pain in the joints, digestion is not, eyes are not, ears are. You are conscious. Consciousness never changed. That my equipments of the body, mind and intellect all changed. Physical body is changed. The emotional mind and his equipment and his emotions have changed. The intellect and his intellectual abilities and capacities change. But all these changes taking place in the realm of matter are all perceived by. They are all shining in the light of this consciousness in us. This consciousness is permanent. Everything changed, but this light never changed. As the sunlight is the same, whether there is a revolution in the country, war and battles and wars in the country, or peace and prosperity in the country. All are honestly illuminated by the light of the sun. The light of consciousness, Chaitanya, shines upon all our experiences from birth to death, physical, emotional and intellectual. This realm of change they called unreal, in which you and I are today living, functioning. The teacher's attempt is to show you the real, the permanent, the changeless, the immutable. which religion calls as God, philosophy calls it as truth or reality, the self, your true nature. You are the perceiver of everything. You are the one who is going through all the experiences. You are the subject. But the subject has forgotten himself and has become identified with what is happening and is sharing the sorrows and tragedies of change. This is called a superimposition. This happens to every one of us. It is universal. A Christian cannot say that we have not got it, or Islam cannot say we are belonging to another religion. No, this is a universal law. That whenever you forget yourself, you start identifying with what you are experiencing and temporarily shift yourself to that object or these experiences and comes to suffer or enjoy what you are experiencing. Is there a man who has not gone to the picture house and wept, looking at the black and white shadow? And the heroine died. Why are you crying? Poor girl died. Why are you worried? His wife died. So the wife says, I am here. Why? Reality is totally different. And in cinema you can thus get yourself identified with the black and white shadow moving on a screen only when the hall is in utter darkness, isn't it? If lights are there, cinema, it is pictures, shadows, all wisdom. Then everything is in darkness. You are in deep darkness. There you get all these funny ideas. Identify with it. Laugh. There are pictures where the whole theatre, all the audience gets up and dances. Why? Shadows are dancing. See? If at that time, by mistake, the top light came, even those who are dancing will stand there. A revelation, a realization. What a fool I am making myself. Same thing. When the intellect is doped in tamas, the non-apprehension of the higher state, the mind projects the misapprehensions. Identified with the misapprehensions, I and you are now today playing as I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. Thereafter, any changes in the body is my change. I am sick, I am healthy, I am unhealthy, I am hungry. Any change in your emotion. Till now you loved your wife, 20 years old, mother of 4 children. I loved her. Suddenly the emotion changed. I hate her. I want to divorce her. Isn't that possible? Or some of you have already lived through it. Emotion changes. You loved your son, and one day you said, rascal, hereafter your shadow should not come on my threshold. Get out! Is it not? Emotion changes. Intellectual ideas, which we have not got. Those who have got it, they will know that those values and conclusions arrived at 10 years ago have totally changed. Many, many thousands of communists have left it. Not that they have not had the idea, but they thought that they can help the poor by that method. They have realized poor became poorer and the whole world rejected. Shantam Shivam Sundar. It happens. Before I had no faith in religion and I thought it's all illogical, all is all bluff. Now my entire idea changed. Your intellectual conclusion can change from time to time. So everything is changing. But you are identified with it and therefore you also change. So an honest man, why did he do that crime? I wonder at him. So you and I, not realizing our true nature, has come to misunderstand that we are the egos, the limited ego jiva, and as a jiva you are suffering. Such a jiva who has started questioning is a spiritual student. The teacher has been expounding. I can't summarize because we are somewhere 3,400 and odd stanzas. So the whole thing I cannot summarize, and it is not necessary because those who have been here throughout, they will throw stones at me, saying that we are tired of hearing, So I have to protect myself. That is why it is all made marble. Stones are not available. Repetition is unavoidable in teaching a Vedanta, but the intellectuals abhor repetition, and therefore they would like to express their protest if stones are available. Stones are not available. You can only throw Vivek Chudamani on me. That I don't mind, I can resale it. Now what I meant was, very systematically, Shankara is trying to teach the student from the very elementary idea of the graciousness and glory of the human birth, its value, and slowly, slowly he built it up, showing us the realm of matter, which is familiar to you and I. And he analyzes the realm of matter into the various bodies, the gross, subtle and the causal, the panchakoshas, how they function. This mechanism as it is now, the mechanism of life, the machinery, the equipments, and having expounded it exhaustively, the teacher pointed out, all these put together, the sense organs, the prana, the mind, the intellect and their objects, all are in the realm of not self, matter. Inert and insentient, that is the function of, that is the nature of matter. Matter is inert and insentient. My chair is inert and insentient. He doesn't know that I am sitting on it. He cannot by himself take me out, saying that this crowd is no use, Swamiji, let us go. And no, it can't. It has no locomotion. It has no consciousness to understand what I am doing. And that is good for me and good for you. Because if the chair knows who you are, some of us will never get a chair. The chair will walk away, not on me. Find out some other chair. You are just lucky the chair doesn't know. This is matter. I also am made up of matter, but I am matter plus. Because I have got locomotion and I am conscious. See the difference? So don't sit down and say there is all matter, Swamiji, I am materialist. I believe only in matter. Doesn't matter, fool. Think of it. You are mere matter. How do you say that? Which matter has ever told you anything? The very fact that you have got a capacity to think, come to the conclusion and declare it, however wrong it may be, shows that you are alive. You are not the inert matter. Thus, matter, which is the equipment that is analyzed so exhaustively and elaborately by Shankara, and then he told that this matter, this realm of matter around you is only inert, insentient. But you are dynamic and conscious. What is it that lends you, which is inert and insentient, this dynamism and consciousness? That is the self, the touch of life, the Lord in your heart, as Bhakti textbooks will talk to you about, Andaryamin, the Lord in your heart, various words, and every religion has got its own word. Allah is to Muslims, Father in heaven is to Christians, Rama, Krishna, Govinda, 1,000 names for Indians, Hindus, Buddha state of consciousness or Buddha state is that for the Buddhists. Everybody has got a word. What is so going is not the matter, but that which enlivens matter. This consciousness in you is really the same consciousness everywhere. Life is one, but its expressions are different because the matter vestures around you are different from individual to individual. Electricity is one, but the lights are different from bulb to bulb, according to the filament in it, according to the light color of the glass bulb around it, according to the length and size of the bulb. Electricity is one. In the same way, this consciousness is one. Even if you had a split moment of experience of the electricity behind any bulb, you have immediately understood what is electricity around the world. You need not go to another country and find out their electricity, let me see. No, unless you are such a stupid one. You generally say that, no, I have seen it because I had my experience in India. But India is underdeveloped. We are a developed country. Try to find out. He said, no, thank you. I have experienced it. See? In the same way, if you experience that seat of consciousness in you, as the self when you look around, you see nothing but the self. Just as the dreamer, having woken up with the waking consciousness when he looks around, not a wee bit of the dream will ever be there, but everything has become the waking world, isn't it? Plane of consciousness. Similarly, one who has reached out and reached that state of consciousness, from his standpoint, neha nasti kinchana. There is no plurality at all. The world of objects, emotions and thoughts are not there in him, nor the world of your physical body, mind and intellect are in him, nor your stupid ego is not there. Just as the dreamer and the dream world all merges and disappears the moment the dreamer wakes up, into the waking world the dream cannot enter. Similarly, from this present state of, as an ego, in a limited way, you are experiencing the world of imperfections around. But the moment you wake up to the higher, from that platform when you look around, all is nothing but Brahman. That one consciousness alone. Neha nasti kinchana. There is no plurality, even an iota. This is the portion where we have come to conclude, completed in the previous camp. 11, 12 different arguments or times the teacher repeatedly said that there in that higher state of consciousness, in Brahman, nehana nasti kinchana, there is no plurality. This is a thing that you and I will not be able to understand with our intellect, because you are still in matter. It is awaking from the intellectual level and experiencing it. From that realm you understand that all these were only a misconception in me, a long, long, long dream. And the one who is awakened from it to the higher state of consciousness, call it God's state of consciousness, call it the self, call it Allah, reach Allah, merge with the Father in heaven, call by what? Krishna Tattva, Shiva's grace, call it by whatever name, this is all words. Once you are woken up to that higher state of consciousness, these names and forms and the world of plurality which you have been experiencing for millions of years during your evolution, all of them in a wee bit, without any effort, all of them disappear and merge and disappear into that Atmic self or the higher state of consciousness. That consciousness alone is there afterwards, available for the man of perfection to experience. That section is over with the 471st stanza. That Atman, the self, is ekameva, is one, advitiya, without any plurality. Nehana nasti kinjara, in that none of these experiences are there. That is the reason why no teacher or prophet was ever able to explain that state, describe God, define reality. Cannot. Why? It is unlike all that you have experienced. It is not a physically embracing God, or emotionally feeling God, or intellectually assuming God. All these equipments are over. You awake into a new dimension of consciousness. And that is called the state of God or God's state of consciousness. Having thus said that, hereafter, experience of selfhood, the experience of an individual ego-limited world in which you have been living, and you could not even see the world properly, because at all times our vision of things and happenings are colored by our own mental and intellectual ideas. If I am angry, everything is bad. If I am desperate, despondent, disappointed, some bereavement, even the sky is weeping. Arey yaar, the sky is not weeping, it is rain. Aapko pata nahi, weeping. My only daughter's marriage with a doctor in America. Ayya! At that time rain. Even gods are putting flowers. H2O coming from the cloud. This is the thing. But nobody sees it. He is colored by the moods of his mind. So long as I love you, very friendly. The moment I start hating you, you are the same. The change is in me, but I cannot see. So that, my friends, the ones you transcend, that experience divine is to be experienced by each individual. It cannot be communicated because it is not like any of our physical experience, nor our emotional experiences, nor our intellectual, conceptual ideas. None of them can reach there. It is the one consciousness which enlivens all sense organs, which enlivens your mind, and therefore you have got emotions, which is the one that illumines all your thoughts, good, bad and indifferent at all times. None of these things are in him. It is totally a different thing. The world of infinite varieties are not in the sun. The sun is a source of light. In the sun's light, everything shines out. But none of these things ever touches the sun. Sun is something separate from the world of plurality. In the sun there are no plurality. In the same way, in this consciousness divine, the world of plurality merges and disappears. Sorry, but the student has got still, he is not yet left intellect. You will never leave it. Because you have been with it all these millions of years of your evolution. You have been all the time there, number one. Number two, this is the most precious, developed, highly developed equipment that you and I have got. Therefore, we cannot afford to leave it. We want to go beyond, but then you are not able to leave it. The child doesn't want to go to school. Why? He has been benefited for the last 3-4 years, day and night with a mummy and daddy, and you can cry and get everything, and suddenly, and then at school, you're like, ah! The child cries. It's very difficult. Some of you, when you came, the other partner in your home must be crying. The Patidev said, no, that dirty Swami, I don't know why he comes into this world. Why? My wife got. Or my husband is running after that Swami. My son is running. My daughter never stays at home, always want to go, Siddhabari, 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 Siddhabari. We look after you all these years, and then now for 6 months you went there, Swami, Swami. So the family people will be having a difficulty. This is natural. This is only just a one life relationship. The family relationship with you is only after you are born. I am sure that they were not loving you before you were born. It's only after you are born, isn't it? Yet attachment. Now here, this intellect, Ram, millions of years you have been a human being and you are slowly evolving, and this is the highest and the richest treasure that you have got. And to leave that intellect, proceed. You may proceed, but you carry a little. 2 ants, A-N-T-S. One coming from the salt mountain and another coming from very near Ahmedabad, sugar mountain. They both met in a conference, and the sugar ant, fat, can't even walk properly, fat, And this salt mountain and thin, narrow. Are you from Kerala? North Indian asks immediately, they see a thin one, are you from Kerala? You understand? They met each other. So he said, come on, you come with me to the sugar mountain, and within a short time you will become really healthy, and you go. Because we have not even one ant there in Ahmedabad of that size. All are. Because sugar. He hesitated until at last he said, okay, let me go and pack up and carry a few. He had come for the conference only. So he went back to the, what is that, to the salt mountain and packed up everything and they came back. And the ant was very happy. Friend has come back, and he started advising him and providing him with any amount of sugar. After 2-3 days, he suspected that this fellow is becoming thinner, which is not possible, but he is becoming thinner. Why are you losing weight? No, because of the food is not all right. Sugar, I don't like the taste. It is an acquired taste. How? Ant and sugar, acquired taste? How is it possible? I don't know, but I don't like the taste of it. Then the big Ahmedabad ant caught the poor Kerala ant by the neck and said, open the mouth! And when he opened the mouth, in that tiny mouth, one corner he has kept a little salt. Why? Go to any room of Ahmedabad people. You will find kabadi. Ready-made food they will always carry with them, because in Siddhabali, supposing you see, a dried kind of food which can be kept many days, it will be always. Similarly, this guy, when he went home and coming back, he thought, maybe the food I may not like it, therefore take my own food. So that the Ahmedabad and removed it and said to the Kerala, and now you try. And he tried. And he tried. And thereafter, the host could not get a moment to talk to him. Because Kerala ant is always well centered in whatever he is doing. He went on eating the sweets. Within 20 days, he was 1.5 size for the Ahmedabad. The idea is, you and I cannot enjoy that supreme because our mouth is full of BMI, PFT, OAT. We won't leave it. We won't leave it. Even if you are asked to go beyond the intellect, it is infinite bliss. Aha, I see, I understand. But how much is this infinite bliss? Again, intellectual question. How do I know that there is that bliss there? Again, you won't leave it. So the poor teacher has to stand behind and kick you into it. There is no other way. By yourself, willingly, you will not go. So then tell them, talk stories, cock and bull stories, and take you to the brim of it. And there, turn back. And this is called a Guru Kripa. when the Guru Kripa comes, you scream, ah! And then you say, thank you. Oh Guru, thank you. Bas. We will not go into it. So then, here the selfhood, meaning to experience as a self, having awakened to that state, that experience is being expounded to give you a vague notion. Again, he is addressing the intellect, because the student does not refuse to move an inch beyond it. So he is being tempted, that, I say experience, is it possible? It is at that time you get it from the bottom, from behind, and you tumble into the reality. Nirasta raga.
Nirasta raga vinirasta bhogaha. Vinirasta bhoga. Shanta sudanta yatayo mahantaha. Vijñāya tattvam parame tadante. Praptah param nirvritim yogat.
Nirasta raga. People who have nirastam rejected all raga. Raga, great desires, which creates your attachments in the world outside. Nirasta raga. Vinirasta bhoga. When you have no raga, clinging attachment or desires for the world of objects, emotions and thoughts outside, then you can never have any desire to enjoy them. See? To a smoker, a cigarette is wonderful gift. But to the non-smoker, a packet of cigarette, किसी और किसी को दे दो, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. I'm a non-smoker. Isn't this? He has no interest. So one who has got raga, he alone runs after the bhog to enjoy that object, because you have got that desire for it. Nirasta raga. Raga is ended. No more desire for the finite pleasures of the world outside. What he is seeking is permanent happiness or bliss. So no raga. Therefore, nirasta bhoga, no more any sense gratification, hunger for sense gratification, running after the sense objects, for the minimum, for the superficial pleasures. Raga. Shantaha sudantaha. Shanta danda. Whose mind has become shanta, peaceful, and the sense organs under control. Calm and peaceful. The sense organs are calm because there is no desire. Just as you and your wife and your child are together going into a toy shop. What is the condition of your child? Papa, 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 Papa. Huh? And what is the papa's condition? Nirasta raga. Exceptional parents will be there who loves their toys. Therefore, no bhoga, no excitement of enjoying it. They are calm, peaceful. The toys are there. Different colors, different shape, different... The child is panting. He wants the whole thing home. Shanta, their mind is quiet. Sudanta, not even their hand goes to touch it or to play with it. The child is humping onto all this thing. But the same father and mother who are so shant and dant in the toy shop, when they are in the sari shop, the child is shant and dant. He doesn't mind. The husband also, but it is the wife. Why? Raga. And therefore, enjoyment. If only I get this sari and I wear this sari, people will again and again look at me. The husband says, my dear darling, why do you want this sari? No, really speaking, you are wearing it only for me. To you also. You understand? This is not. And then you go to the gents wear shop. The wife is Shanta, Danda. Child is equally Shanta, Danda. It is the father. Honey, you know it. Last 4 years I have never purchased anything. And really I have got nothing to wear. The wife says, that is exactly what I like, you know. Nothing to wear. That tie, so cheap, and this t-shirt, and this one, a pant, beautiful pant, very cheap. So then the wife pushes, and the son pulls, and somehow saves him away from the exhibition. It's so clear. I mean, only when you think we are doing it. We run after the things only because we have got a desire for it. And once that is gone, the mind is shant down. So don't say that, Swamiji, my mind is terrible. It is always in agitation. Yes, because you have got that much of raga and sensuous desires. But that's all. Shantadanda, yatayo mahantaha, these wise people or large-hearted people who puts forth the effort after quietening the mind. The sense organs are no more bringing sense stimuli to disturb the mind. Desires are not there to push the mind out, and therefore the mind is calm and serene. With this calm and serene mind, those who are striving to wake up into that state of consciousness, Mahanda, they're wise men, they are large-hearted people. Vijnaya tattvam, they come to Vijnaya. Vijnaya, jnanam, book knowledge. Vijnanam, knowledge arising out of your own direct experience. Vijnaya, having experienced that state of consciousness, tattvam, the reality. Parame etat, param, supreme, param tattvam vijnaya, the supreme state having known. Edadande, thereafter, in the end, praptaha, ultimately reached param nirvridimatma yoga, because they have become yoga used to join. Just as the waker, dreamer, yoga, the waking state becomes one with the waking state. Similarly, by the ego, limited ego, when it awakes to that state of consciousness, Atma Yoga, by the merger with the Atman, the self, they reach the Param Nirvriti, the supreme state of inner peace and tranquility. Bhavan.
भवानपीदं परतत्त्वमात्मनः स्वरूपमानन्दघनं विचार्य विधूय मोहं स्वमनः प्रकल्पितम् मुक्तः कृतार्थो भवतु प्रबुद्धः.
So you and I have got a very low opinion about ourselves privately. You won't tell anybody. To everybody we say that, oh yes, I'm spiritually awakened. You yourself know that there is no chance of me becoming Brahman. If I become Brahman, then it's a Brahman's tragedy. Not only I will also be unhappy because the world is I left, but Brahman will not know how to handle me thereafter. You see? Everybody has got a low opinion about him. So the teacher, Shankara, encourages the student. Bhavan, ayya. Shankara is calling you all now what? Sir, Bhavan, Aap, ayya. Not that useless fellow, a worm that crawled into my hutment unnecessarily, but you have become now. Purify the mind. You are not an ordinary individual. Bhavan api, even you. Idam paratattvam atmanaha, this paratattva, supreme state of Atman, the self, swarupam ananda ghanam vicharya, having contemplated upon this swarupa, your own true nature, as that Atman, the self, vicharya, having continuously, exclusively contemplating, turning your entire mind's attention to that higher state of consciousness. And that is the only way to move from one state of consciousness to another. How do you sleep? All of you. So long as you are physically involved in the world or emotionally engaged in the world or intellectually you are entertaining thoughts, you can never sleep. You have to live every day. Wanting to sleep and sleep and sleep alone. That joyous embrace of peace and tranquility. Then you get into sleep. In the same way here, Bhavan, you also can reach out to that great state with continuous and consistent contemplation upon the self and wanting to reach there and leaving everything in order to reach there. Just as we leave all our physical, mental, intellectual engagements in the world outside in order to reach that peaceful state of sleep, when you have gone there, vicharya, vidhuya moham, all your moha desires, clinging attachments to the world of objects, vidhuya, completely cleansed of your inner personality for enjoying the world of objects. Vidhuya moham swamana prakalpitam. How can I leave it? By realizing, understanding that it is swamana, your own mind, prakalpita, prakarshena kalpitam, projected. Your own mind has projected, that is a beautiful girl. Ayya Swamiji, if I don't marry her, how can I live in this world? She is an angel. Swamiji, you don't know, she only walks, she never touches the ground. This is on Monday. By Saturday, Swamiji, why? She gave me 2 chappals. Mana kalpita. I can't live without drinks. Without bourbon, how can I live? Swamiji, unfortunately, I learned it. Drugs. People generally, they have told me also. Why are you taking drugs? Swamiji, you don't know. To expand the mind. And to reduce my pains in the world. It is for that I am taking drugs. Oh, good. Now what is your condition? After 8 years of drug taking, what is your condition now? Swamiji, I must confess you honestly, what I gained was contraction of the mind and expansion of pain. Take drugs, anybody who taking drugs. 3 or 4 years is all right. Your vague intention of expanding the mind and reducing pain. This is the goal with which you take drugs. 4 years you take drugs. 4th year, ask him, what is your condition now? Mind has become contracted. I can't think properly. Pain, all pains in the world has come, increased. This is the ultimate tragedy of drugs. Here the teacher says, Vidhuya moham samana prakalpitam. Is all this moha, fascination, enchantment, attraction to the world of objects was all projected by the mind. The objects themselves are projected by the mind, and the mind again interprets that you will be happier if you have got all these garbage from the outside. Keep them, keep them. So you run after it, to yearn, to save, to protect, to embrace, to indulge, to enjoy. Goes on. Manah kalpidam. Mukta kritartho bhavatu prabuddha. May you become, Sir, Hey Bhavan, Hey Bhagavan, a gracious child, you also try to reach out to that state. And bhavadu, may you become kritartha. Kritam, artha. Gained all that is to be gained. In the world outside, it is always +1, +1, +1. If you got one house, one more house. One car, one more car. Anything that you got one wife, one more wife. One child, one more child. It goes on, never ending, +1, +1. When you reach Paramatma, it is infinite. Infinite +1 also is infinite. -1 also is infinite. Therefore, no more. Kritartha. You have come to a stage of having done what is to be done. No more any anxiety, worry, or sense of possession, or wanting to acquire anything more. Bhavadu prabuddha, prakarshena buddha. Fully awakened. Not the ordinary waking, from the dream and the sleep and then you wake up. That is sleep, waking within the confusion. But this is real awakening into a new dimension. May you come to experience at Samadhina Sadhu Vinesha tomorrow morning. Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna.